Good morning, crypto family. This is Satoshi Boomin here, coming at you with another video. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit low. It's very early in the morning and people are sleeping. I must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning though, because seeing news like this, it hurts my heart. And this is why I'm screaming at the top of my lungs for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin fixes this. You know, Bitcoin is the future of money, and governments, corruption, greed, all that stuff, it all culminates into this. Yes, 19 has put a damper on trade. Many countries have shut down because of 19, but when we really look at it, this recession or depression or whatever you want to call it has been festering and waiting in the sidelines for many, many years now. And 19 was just the catalyst. 19 was just the spark that lit the flame. Anyway, let's get into the video. Great lockdown to rival the Great Depression with a 3% hit to global economy, says IMF. If you don't know what the IMF is, they are the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund has slashed its forecast for global growth in response to 19 pandemic and warned of a slump in output this year unparalleled since the Great Depression of the 1930s. That is insane, guys. And what is even more insane is we've got people on TV telling you, oh, everything's gonna be fine, the economy is gonna bounce back. We've got the stock market going up like nothing happened. We've got the Fed dumping trillions of dollars a day into the economy, and no one seems to know or bat an eye. The IMF said that the sudden shock caused by the coronavirus meant it would be forced to tear up an estimate it made just 3 months ago of a 3.3 global growth this year and replace it with an expected contraction of 3%. That is huge. Until now, the downturn that followed near the meltdown of the global financial system in the late 2008 has been the most serious of the post-war era, with the global activity shrinking by 0.1% in 2009. So in 2009, our GDP shrunk 0.1%, and now the IMF is saying that it's going to shrink down to about 3. It's going to shrink down to 3%. That is huge, okay? And that's why I think that Bitcoin is so important, because Bitcoin doesn't care about COVID. Bitcoin doesn't care about stock price. Bitcoin doesn't care about where you live. Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and one Bitcoin is always going to equal one Bitcoin. Stuff like this saddens me. And let's move on. Coronavirus. Oh, I'm going to get demonetized. Whoops. World economy unlikely to recover to pre-pandemic levels before 2022. Wow. The world economy is unlikely to return to pre-pandemic levels before 2022 at the earliest, says the Dutch banking group ING. This is clearly the start, ING economist James Smith told Euronews Now. Don't forget these lockdowns were brought in at the end of the first quarter, so the second quarter numbers are going to be just as bad. Yes, earning calls in the stock market are going to be horrible, but yet the market still seems to go up. Manipulation, mayhaps? I don't know. Such a scale of the crisis is what we're seeing at the moment. The recovery is going to be very slow. At ING, we don't expect the likes of the Eurozone or the US economies to regain the size of where they were before the virus until, say, 2022 or later. It's going to take a lot of time to pick up the pieces, and I agree. A lot of people have lost their jobs. It's about 20 or 30 million Americans have lost their jobs in a span of a couple of months. And when we look at Bitcoin, Now, I'm not comparing Bitcoin to people losing their jobs. You know, I hope those people get employed. But when we take a look at Bitcoin and how, when the crash of 2020 happened on March 13th and March 12th, we will never forget. Moment of silence. Bitcoin went down to 3K. People were panicking. People were buying toilet paper in mass. You would think that toilet paper was the new US dollar. It was insane. It went down to 3K, 3.5K. And now we're back up to 8K in a month. Where? How? No other market can that happen other than Bitcoin, in my opinion. And you know, I talk to my friends, I talk to my family, and a lot of people, they just don't know. They're living day to day, you know, with no vision of the future, no plan of the future. And that's really saddening to me, because, you know, a lot of people are gonna get left behind. We're living in a world now where companies, if we have another pandemic, companies aren't going to want to completely shut down. Absolutely not. They're going to think of ways to automate things. We already live in an automated society. Essential businesses who plan for the future, businesses who set themselves up to be successful if their staff could not come into work, are thriving, and companies that didn't are not. They're going to be the ones that get shut down. And do you think that companies aren't going to plan ahead after this? This isn't an ordinary recession. There will be an element of the economy that can switch back on again. So there will be an element of a V-shaped recovery. I don't quite agree with that, but we will see. And the reason why I don't agree with that is because a lot of jobs that have been lost have been extremely high paying jobs. You know, personal trainers that get paid a lot of money, they can't see their clients. People who travel a lot, they are stuck at home. People who work on oil rig foremans, or whatever you call them, people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, those people have lost their jobs. And what happens when they can't pay rent? It's extremely sad. And another reason why I am just so, I scream, I am so ferocious when I talk about Bitcoin, is because I think America is going to be fine. I think there's going to be a lot of collateral damage that happens. You know, millions of Americans will be out of a job, but in the end of the day, in about 10 to 20 years, I think we'll recover, we'll be fine. But that's America. Other parts of the country literally are not doing so great. Italy, not doing so great. Lebanon, I talked about them a bit yesterday. Their banks have frozen. You can't get money out of the bank. Like, imagine you working hard every day, saving up money. You finally got $1 million to retire, and your bank and your government makes some risky moves. They spend frivolously, corruption runs rampant, and then all of a sudden you go to get your money and the bank says no, you can't. Or here's what they do. They don't normally say no. What they do is they impose limits and restrictions on how much money you can take out. Yeah, so 1 month it might be, oh, you can only take out, whoops, sorry about that. You can only take out $1,000 a week. Oh, okay, $1,000, not too bad. And the next month, oh, you can only take out $500 a week. Oh no, now we're shrinking down. And then the next month, a few months later, oh yeah, you can only take out $100 a week, because we don't have the money, and people have been running to the bank because they don't trust the money, so they want to hoard it. And the banks don't have the reserves to satisfy the needs of the banking customer, so they freeze it. and they say you can only take out $100 a week. You have millions of dollars in your bank account, but you can't take it out because of poor monetary policy. Well, Bitcoin fixes that. Moving on. Girls and women unable to access basic hygiene products in Lebanon as protests rage. If you don't know what happened in Lebanon recently, their banks have frozen their bank accounts, kind of like what happened in Greece a couple of years back. Again, you save up all the money, you work hard, you pay taxes, and the government makes makes a lot of bad decisions. And now you can't get your money out of your bank. Or what they're doing in America with the negative interest rates is that they're saying that if you put your money in a bank, if you put your money in a savings account, you get penalized. As Lebanon struggles with a severe economic crisis, protesters return to the streets. Plan International says the most vulnerable in our society are being hit the hardest. Women and girls in Lebanon are struggling to access basic hygiene products. A survey of 1,100 girls, boys, and guardians living through the Middle Eastern country's economic crisis in April found that many were facing the coronavirus pandemic without access to basic amenities and health care. When you rely on the government for everything, when you rely on someone else to take care of you, when you're not in control of your finances, when you just listen to the lamestream media, stuff like this happens. Because you can't see what's coming. You have no idea how to prepare. You think these people knew what was coming here? Because if they did, they would have got into Bitcoin. Then they wouldn't have these issues. Now, I'm not blaming these people. I'm not blaming the people who, are in these positions. This is all planned, guys. The educational system is shit, even in America. We already know that. But do you think that that's not by design? No. It is a tool of control. Keep you dumb. Keep you regurgitating information. They don't teach you how to question things. They don't teach you how to look a little bit deeper. No. They just say, read this book, answer this test, and make sure my homework's done. No thought, no critical thought, no real news, no real knowledge being shared, no knowledge of credit freezes. I was literally at work yesterday talking about this. Like, hey, did you know in Lebanon you can't go and get money out of your bank even though you worked hard for it your whole life? And the lady looked at me like I had a growth on my head the size of, a basketball. She looked at me like I was crazy. What? What do you mean you can't go and get your money out? People just don't think that that can happen to them until it does. People in Lebanon certainly didn't think that that could happen. The people in Greece back in 2015 didn't think that could happen. Bitcoin Whale suggests that the Bitcoin price will crash. Halving is priced in. A little bit more FUD, but switching gears. A major Bitcoin whale has implied that the upcoming halving is already priced in, and Bitcoin could crash after the reward reduction. A whale, Joe007, I've seen his name before, one of the biggest Bitcoin whales in the cryptocurrency market, has implied that the halving is already priced in, which may leave the cryptocurrency vulnerable to a crash. In a sarcastic tone, Joe007 said, "No, of course the halving is not priced in. On the very day of the great halving, everyone will finally realize how underpriced Bitcoin is, and will all rush to buy it in droves with their unemployment checks." That's pretty funny. It talks about him shorting it, and Bitcoin halvings happen every 4 years and not a one-off event. I kind of agree with this whale. I don't think that the Bitcoin halving numbers are priced in. I think we should have a slight pump, maybe to 9 to 10K before the halving. And then after the halving, I do expect a dump. Now, how big that dump is, I don't know. I'm thinking we might go back down to 5,000 and then rapidly recover back to 8,000 on our way up to a minor profitability of about 14,000 if I'm not mistaken. Those are just my predictions. I have no idea. Those are what the models say if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's the Bitcoin whale news. I want to better news. I know that this video was a bit depressing. The number of women in crypto has exploded in Q1 2020. A new study released by CoinMarketCap revealed the increasing growth among female crypto users in Europe and Americas. Guys, this is amazing. We need more women in crypto. I mean, the math checks out. There are more women than men in the world, and the more women that get into crypto, the easier it is to be mainstream adopted. CoinMarketCap released a report which indicates that a 43.24% growth among female users in Q1 in 2020. According to the study, this is compared to a mere 15.5% as seen in Q4 of 2019. Wow, that is insane. 18 to 24-year-olds rose 65%, with the continents of America and Europe experiencing more than 50% growth. The research highlights an average of more than 80% growth within some countries throughout Latin America, Europe, and Asia. Again, guys, this is amazing. We need more women in crypto. We need more women in stocks. We need more women in investing. Women, we need you in here. We need your ideas. We need your unique personalities. We need your unique takes on things. Right now, Bitcoin, crypto, investing, money making in general is male dominated, and it doesn't have to be anymore. This is 2020. Information is freely available to you, especially if you're in America or in a developed nation. Ladies, you can be your own bank. Do not let anyone else take control of your money. This is how people are blindsided when credit freezes happen, when they lose their jobs, when they lose their loan, when they lose their lives, when they lose their house. They're like, I don't know what happened. Well, you didn't know where your money was going. You did not keep an eye on your finances, and I think that is criminally unimportant, I guess. Not unimportant, that's not the word I'm using. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Please, we have to take control of our finances. We have to be our own banks, and this article is amazing. I want to see more women in crypto. I want that number to grow 50% in the future, and I think it will. I think that, as more people start to see the corruption of the banking system, the corruption of the education system, that they will move on towards crypto and Bitcoin. One could only hope. But yeah, more women in crypto is always a good thing. Come on, ladies, we need you here. In order for crypto to become mainstream adopted, we need ladies on TikTok doing those dumb TikTok dances with Bitcoin shirts on. We need women doing DIY projects and all that. Whatever ladies do, we need them to do that for crypto. Because if that happens, crypto can be mainstream adopted. I want girls to be talking about crypto when they go to the bathroom in the club. Oh yeah, girl, I just bought 10 Bitcoin. It's so awesome. My boyfriend, he bought some Ethereum. That's the world I want to live in. That's the world I want to live in. I want to live in a world where people control their own money, they control their own destiny, and they do not rely on a government or someone else to take control of their money. I remember I was talking to at my previous job. I was talking to this lady about her investment strategy. I was like, yeah, so I started investing, blah, blah, blah. Do you invest? She was like, yeah, but, my husband, he takes care of all that. We've got a guy that just handles all that. I don't know nothing about that. What? That's your money and you don't know nothing about that? That's how people get scammed. That's how pensions get dried up. That's how people are left broke, homeless, and destitute. Because they've got a guy for that. They don't know. They don't know nothing about that. Oh, my husband takes care of that. Yeah, that's why you end up broke and when you're older, because you don't take control of your money. You don't know where your money is. You don't know what your money's doing. You pass it off to someone else. Well, someone else does not have your best interest at heart. And I know I'm ranting. I know I'm kind of off topic. But this is amazing. And we need more ladies who are interested in their money and interested in their bag. Oh, all right, guys. I have ranted probably for 20 minutes. Like I said, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning or something because, it's crazy. It's crazy out here that, governments can literally steal money from people and say, no, even though you worked hard for this, you can't have it because we messed up. The Bitcoin block reward halving countdown. Oh, it's so beautiful. Bitcoin halving hype 2020. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, if you're still with me. Please, it really helps the channel. I want to get enough views so I can give away a Nano Ledger S. I'm not just going to give it away with 8 views, guys, So we need to get those views up. 9 days, 23 hours, 31 minutes, guys. Bitcoin halving, May 12th. Are you ready? I know I am. And lastly, let's take a look at the markets today. It looks like it's gonna be going sideways. Hopefully we could get another pump before the halving, but if we don't, that's okay. Tezos still doing pretty good. Let's see if there are any pump and dumps doing decent. Well, that's not a pump and dump, but Hedera Hashgraph is a good coin. I would love to do a showcase on that. Mana, really good coin. I might stream Decentraland. I want to kind of see what that's about. Gaming in blockchain is going to be literally huge because we've already got cryptocurrency, we've already got digital assets and coins. If you play if you play NBA 2K, you already purchased VC. So imagine it being on the blockchain. Imagine you being able to transfer your VC from game to game. Insanity. UMA, what is that? That looks like a scam. But I'll take a look at it because I'm about money. Okay, yeah, so Engine Coin doing pretty good. It's down today, but that's okay. Silica with the pump. Yeah, so the market looks like it's going sideways. Hopefully we see some major price action, either up, probably up before the end of the weekend. But typically what I've noticed is that the weekends have been pretty slow and Sundays are kind of bearish. That's what I've just noticed. We get our pumps normally by the end of the week, which is kind of weird, but yeah. So thank you everyone. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I do want to give away a Nano Ledger S, but before that, I kind of want more views. So please, if you do like, comment, subscribe, just share it out with your friends. I do want to get a better mic because I have noticed a lot of feedback on it. So we're working on that, and we're working on trying to figure out this recording software as well. You know, I'll get it right eventually. But without further ado, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will see you tomorrow. Uh, and yeah, so goodbye.